Greetings, comrades. This is Omega and Caleb back with another episode of Building Antaeus, my upcoming PC build, which again probably won't be till next year when I'll actually build it. I still got quite a few parts to get. I already showed up the CPU, the Ryzen 7 7700X, as well as the Deep Cool AK620 Zero Dark CPU core that I'm using for it. I'm still waiting for the motherboard. I actually canceled my ASUS one and ordered a different one. I decided to order the Gigabyte Aorus B650, which I think it's more than enough for my needs, which I've heard, you know, like I said, ASUS hasn't had the best rep the last year or so, and I've heard about some quality issues with the ASUS motherboard that I ordered initially, so I decided to cancel that and just order a Gigabyte, because I heard Gigabyte makes some pretty good motherboards. That won't come till next week though, so I'll be keeping an eye out for that. I did, however, order the RAM. I'm going for 64 gigs of RAM, and I was originally going for the Corsair Vengeance ones, so they're nice and simple. But I was contemplating between getting RGB or not, and as good as Corsair RAM is, you know, the RGB versions are like ridiculously expensive. But I've heard a lot of good things about this brand of RAM sticks, and I've seen a lot of reviews of it online, and for the cost, it's pretty good, especially for the amount of RAM I got. So I got the Trident Z5 Neo RGB from G.Skill, and they're, yeah, 2 16 gigabytes per pack. I got 2 packs, so it's gonna be 64 gigs of total RAM for Antaeus. It's pretty overkill, but hey, you want as much performance as possible for the money. I think this will do you good, because I heard a lot of good things about these RAM sticks, especially given the price they are. It's just like when I ordered these, they're like $120 for a 2-pack, and I got 2. So 64 gigs at 6,000 megahertz. Yeah. Now some could go up to 6,400 megahertz, but I decided to go for a 6,000. It should be more than enough for my needs. And that's still nearly double the speeds of my Corsair Vengeance in Proteus, which is only 3,200 megahertz. But this is nearly double that. So gonna be great performance for the price, and of course got those lovely RGBs, which looking forward to see how those are, especially considering that it works for almost every RGB program for certain motherboards. It works for Aura for ASUS, Polychrome for Asrock, the RGB Fusion 2.0 for Gigabyte, which is going to be the motherboard I'm getting, as well as MSI Mystic Light Sync. So yeah, it's going to be really nice. Can't wait to see how this look like when I install them. And yeah, from what I've read, there's 2 different versions. There's one for Intel XMP 3.0, and this is for AMD Expo, which is basically overclocking software, so you get even more juice out of these. Might, again, probably overkill for what I'm going to use it for, but hey, I want as much performance as I can get for at least 2,000. Like those damn fanboys say, it's not nice to have a $2,000 rig, so that's what I'm going for. And so yeah, it will be nice to have a $2,000 rig. Maybe even a little more considering what else I'm getting, but we'll see. And yeah, I'll show off the motherboard whenever that comes. Again, I'll show it right here. It's the Gigabyte Aorus B650. Heard a lot of good things about the motherboard. Figured I'd try it out. And after that, I'm going to decide on what case to get. Honestly, the hardest thing is going to be the case, because I want something that looks good, but at the same time also offers good airflow, has plenty of room for my huge AK620 cooler, and offers good cable management and, you know, all the bells and whistles I need. And there's so many cases out there. I'm leaning towards the Be Quiet cases, but Zalman also makes some pretty decent looking cases. I definitely want something that has good airflow, and I'll definitely use the included fans for the time being. I do plan on getting some new fans later on, but right now I'm focusing on the foundation. Already got the CPU, the cooler, the RAM, and I ordered the motherboard. It should come next week, and sometime maybe next month or the month after, I'll go for the graphics card, and then everything else will go from there. And I might get the case before the graphics card, so I have a good idea of what else to get. And I'm definitely going all SSD in this build. No hard drives this time around. Going for an M.2 drive for the OS and programs, and another SSD for the games. Probably one game SSD for the time being. It's gonna be a big capacity, 4 gigabytes. Or 4 terabytes, I should say. 4 gigabytes. It's, I don't even think they make thumb drives that small anymore. But yeah, I'll get one SSD for the time being, then later on down the road I'll order another one, because you can never have too much storage. But anyway, for the RAM, yeah, again, I heard a lot of good things about this RAM, so I figured I'd try it out. I know I'd go with Corsair, because the last 2 or 3 builds I've used Corsair RAM, and it's pretty reliable, and it does a job. But I want something that gives me a little more power, and of course, has RGBs, and an affordable price too. Again, $120 for a 2-pack, and you know, 2 packs here, that's 64 gigs of RAM. It's gonna be powerful and look good. And from what I've heard, DDR5 RAM doesn't use as much power as DDR4, despite being more powerful and efficient. So I'm curious how it's going to be, and I'm curious how this will work alongside the RTX 4070 and the 7700X. So that's definitely something to look forward to. But anyway, showing off the RAM, and yeah, motherboard show up next week. I'm looking forward to showing that off. And yeah, can't believe it's already December already. So yeah, I'll just end off on a little note here. 2023 has been a better year than 2022 for me personally, but honestly, that's not saying much. That's like saying the shit I took today was better than the shit I took yesterday. You know, for the most part, everything went well, but just recently, my dad kept having nausea attacks and having trouble eating and stuff, and frequent trips to symptom management, and even a few trips to the ER. You know, it's definitely wearing me down. It's starting to take its toll on me. But I gotta stay strong, you know. I gotta prove my dad's no longer with us. I still have that strength and fortitude to keep the roof over our heads, and while still doing what I enjoy doing. So yeah, we'll just see what 2024 brings. You know, anything can happen at any time, so yeah. Anyway, off of that, looking forward to trying out this RAM once I start building Antaeus. So in the meantime, this is Unforgiven Caleb signing out. Have a good day.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.